What is going on, everybody? Welcome into Purple Parlor, episode 32, and it is post-draft analysis. We're going to talk about our draft picks here. We're going to talk about some undrafted free agents. We're going to have a little fun with another snake draft, and then we got the schedule release coming up that we got to look forward to. But welcome in. It is your boy SK, Realistic Randy, Rap, and we're going to get right down to it right after this.
I say the same. I say the same. I say the same. Alright.
Welcome into Purple Parlor, episode 32. It is your boy SK here with Realistic Randy, Rap. How we feeling, guys? Draft is over. No more mock drafts for the next 9 months or so, 10 months or so.
Thank God.
Thanks. Sorry, Mr. Mock Draft. I know he's in the chat.
Mr. I want to mock.
Mr. I want to mock. But before we go into each specific pick, just overall, how you guys feeling? We're gonna grade the draft, eventually in a couple minutes. But just your feeling after the draft, post-draft. How are we feeling about this draft class?
I feel great. A+. No fake ass homerism here. Truly believe it.
A+, really?
A+.
Wow, I'm excited to hear about that shit. How'd you get to that level for sure? I need to hear about that.
Well, if anything, those that have a problem with the draft, whether it's a problem from the beginning and how would you redo it, or if you want to start where you think the first mistake happened and you want to reverse engineer it, I like to hear that, because as far as I'm concerned, between the draft and the undrafted free agency class that you just signed on, I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
You got Donovan Jackson. You boosted up this offensive line. You got Ty Felton, who, if Jordan Addison has to face some sort of suspension, even if he doesn't, Ty Felton, Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson, that trio of receivers adds a new level of speed to this offense that you haven't had in years. You can almost run not just the running back power runs, the short passes, but you can also run the vertical routes with these three receivers. Tyrion Ingram Dawkins, defensive line, add him to the rotation. You got your backup quarterback, Sam Howell, so we no longer have to worry about Aaron Rodgers and I got things going on. Nobody cares. At least not the Minnesota Vikings anyway.
Facts.
We don't care. So you got your backup quarterback.
Okay.
You got Kobe King from Penn State, the linebacker.
Love that pick.
Rap, I was looking for your guy. I think
Kobe
you said
Bryant.
Kobe Bryant,
man.
Right?
Son of a bitch.
Did he get drafted somewhere and I just missed it?
Undrafted.
Bro, undrafted, and we'll have let's SK, we gotta have at least 5-minute segment speaking on that criminality. That shit there is because somebody deserves to be locked. What's that meme with that guy from the other country where they like say things at jail? Jail. Yeah, straight to jail. Yeah, I mean,
Just
somebody need to go to jail, bruh. Like, for real, this shit is wild, bruh. There's no way that you got a guy that has won, all conference player of the year 2 times, getting all these intercept the production and doesn't go drafted, bruh. That's wild, bruh. We talking about Shedeur Sanders, but goddamn, Kobe not getting drafted, man. That shit is shocking, bruh.
Yeah, he ended up going to the Falcons. He signed with the Falcons.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Good for the Falcons, man. They're good for the Falcons, man, for sure.
Good for them.
I'm over it now. You know what I mean? I'm concerned about the Vikings. I'm over it now.
Yeah. And just some other tidbits from the draft, and I'm sure most of us already know. Shedeur Sanders falling all the way to the 5th round, which may have surprised some people.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting him to go in the 1st round, especially after the Steelers decided not to go with him. I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe he's gonna go on the second, not the second. Maybe he's gonna go on the third, not third. Maybe he's gonna go on the fourth,
Yeah,
not the fourth.
I mean,
Um,
yeah,
and then
that's
the Browns ended up trading in front of the Eagles, which the Eagles are actually planning on drafting Shador Sanders, and then went up and grabbed him, which they had already drafted Dylan Gabriel. They
which
signed
that's
Joe
what bothers
Flacco.
me. That's what
They,
bothers
they,
me.
they traded Kenny Pickett, which
Yeah.
the Browns they're just a dumpster fire.
Kirk Cousins needs to go up there too, man. Just make it
Yeah,
very exciting for the
send them all
people.
down there.
Just send them all there to die. Not literally,
Damn.
but yeah.
But real quick, we can actually go over pick by pick.
Well,
obviously,
can I say this real quick? I mean, my
Yeah.
grade, and then you can start the segment. I'm not gonna go into deep detail because we're about to do that. But I was in between a B minus and B.
we're not
and a
grading
B
yet.
plus.
We're not grading yet.
Okay, all right. Well, go
Yeah,
ahead.
we're not grading yet. Come
All
on,
right.
son.
Well, between the 4 players.
Well, you know,
Before
Randy said
go
A
ahead.
plus, so I was like,
Oh,
you know.
yeah,
So-
okay.
So I think this actually boosts it up even more. Between the 4 impact players that they drafted, I'm not going to count Kobe King and Gavin Bartholomew, but the 4 players before that, Donovan Jackson, Ty Felton, Tyrion Ingram Dawkins, Sam Howell. I know he wasn't drafted, but you traded for him. We want the backup quarterback so bad that we got him. Those 4 players on top of the 4 to 5 undrafted free agent players that they signed that I think can have an immediate impact on this team, or if they can't have an immediate impact on this team, certainly down the road. Samaya Vaughn, corner from Utah, Trey Stewart, running back from Jack State, Bryson Nesbitt, athletic tight end from UNC. I will put him ahead of Gavin Bartholomew, who they actually just drafted. Dorian
Which, by the way, I
Mossy.
can't stand that last name.
Bartholomew?
That last name is just cringe to me, man. Like saying it. Bartholomew. Like I just don't know if I'm gonna be able to just that alone may not allow me to buy in. I'm just telling you. Shout out, to all the Bartholomews out here, though, man. No offense.
No offense to them.
Yeah, no
But
offense to them.
But you're talking about 8 to 9 players that you can have, including Logan Brown, offensive tackle from Kansas. 9 impact players for this team. I mean, what are we doing here?
Yeah. Well, go ahead, SK. Like, how do
A plus for me, man.
How do you want to start this, SK? Go ahead.
I mean, so my initial thought from our first round pick, Donovan Jackson, I felt like it was a reach, and it was kind of the Vikings were in a spot to where they're almost kind of desperate. They had an idea of who they were going to go with in the first round, and it's obvious they wanted to go trenches, which I've been pounding on the table for trenches since the season ended, and I think we've all kind of been pounding on the table for trenches for longer than that. My problem with it was, and it's not the player, and let me clarify, it's not necessarily the player that we got that I was upset with. It was seeing what teams were getting in return for drafting up in those spots. So people may forget the 2 draft positions after us, which was 25 and 26. Both teams traded out of those, and that could be due to Houston, which needed a big help on their offensive line. They were probably going to draft Donovan Jackson, which, you know, I thought he would fall, but looking at team needs and looking how it kind of shook out, Houston was more than likely going to go after Donovan Jackson. Then you have the Rams right after that. And if you look at what they got in return, now the Giants moved up with the Texans at pick 25, where they took Jackson Dart. Again, a premium position. If a team's drafting a quarterback, you can kind of swindle them into throwing you a couple extra picks, which is exactly what the Minnesota Vikings needed. But the Giants received the 25th overall pick and sent over to the Texans pick number 34, pick number 99, which ended up being traded to the Raiders after that, and then the 2026 third round pick. So they essentially grabbed an extra third round pick and then a third round pick for next year, which we could have used. Now here's the one that really like irked me and pissed me off, because you had the opportunity to grab another first round pick, and that was the Los Angeles Rams trading back from 26 and trading with the Falcons. The Falcons send over pick number 46, their second round pick this year, a 7th round pick, and then a 2026 first round pick to move back 20 spots. Hey, and let's remember, let's go back to 2020 when the Minnesota Vikings moved back 20 picks with their divisional rival, Detroit Lions. Did we get a first round pick in return? No. And that was actually a higher draft pick than what we're seeing here. So it pissed me off again, not because of the player. When you sit down, you think about it, and you're like, okay, well, our offensive line is set. I love that. We don't have to worry about, oh, well, we need to go sign the left guard. We need to do this. No, our offensive line is set. Maybe we need to go grab a guy that's going to kind of give us some depth along the offensive line. But where I can be happy with is that we don't have to worry about our starters on the offensive line. We know who they are. They are going to be a very good offensive line. I think Donovan Jackson is going to be a good player as well. But when you look at the trade compensation that a lot of these teams got, or that these two teams got for trading back, gaining an extra first round pick, gaining 2 third round picks to move back 7 spots, you could have easily done that. Yes, you would have missed out on Donovan Jackson, but you could have grabbed guys in positions that were in need for this Minnesota Vikings team. But again, I'm not as mad as I was initially, because it is a position of need and our offensive line is set. And I've been banging on the table for trenches for a long time. So I can't sit here and be mad at the pick, but I look at the trade compensation that these teams get for picks that were lower than ours, and I'm like, why couldn't we do that? I mean, Quake was all about the trading before, but now when you actually see some good draft compensation in return, we're not trading back. So that's where I have a problem with it. But overall, it was a decent draft. It didn't jump off the page for me. And that may be a reason why this draft could be very good. Our drafts before were, oh, we made this trade and we grabbed this guy and this is awesome. This one was more so like, okay, well, we filled the left guard position. All right, well, we grabbed a wide receiver 3-ish. You know, he should beat out Naylor. I would think he does if you're going to draft a guy that high. And then, you know, you got another defensive lineman, edge rusher, but can also play multiple positions along the defensive line. So that's a good pick. I mean, it wasn't an impressive draft to me. Like, I got to give it like a B- in my opinion. Like, that's
kind of where I'm at.
It was cool. Wow. Like, it's
I give it. I was in between a B+ and a B-. I'm gonna just give it a B all around. I give it a B, and I'll go off of that too. Now I will say, I appreciate, first of all, the intentionality behind the pick as far as the position. You say it's not more about the player. I was more about the position, the trenches, being that you went guard, or if you would have went defensive tackle there. I look at the draft now in 2020 and I'm like, well, I mean, like 2020 hindsight, right? And I'm looking at it like, okay, let's say you did trade back, and would there have been a chance that you felt like Jackson wouldn't have been on the board at that point?
He would have been gone.
Right. So then what are you doing now to fill that guard spot? Right. So like, being that you obviously did your homework on this player. He was there. You didn't want to take the chance. You knew that this player, you got to pick him right now because this is going to solidify your offensive line. And for that, I appreciate it. Like, I appreciate the move. Now, the second pick, I know Randy was going on about how he's excited about Ty Felton. To me, that is my least favorite pick of the whole draft. Like, I just got to be honest with you. It is. That and the tight end, to be honest with you. The 2 pass catchers. Like,
that's fine. But
yeah, like the tight end.
Felton.
Yeah, Ty Felton. Yeah, absolutely. And this is my reasoning is, I think with that you got 4 picks, right, in this draft going into it. For you to go into it with your second pick, you're gonna go wide receiver and this is no slight on him. I like Ty Felton. I've been looking at him. Seems like he could be, a good player. But now I'm looking at some of the guys you bring in on UDFA, and I'm like, yo, some of these wide receivers you're bringing in, I feel like have an opportunity to be just as good. You know what I mean? Now, I like Ty Felton.
Okay.
I'm just worried about going wide receiver there. Like I get the Jordan Addison might get suspended, whatever the case may be, but I feel like you could have got a defensive tackle at that spot that was still on the board. And I would have to go back and kind of see what players fell right there. But I think defense or even corner would have been a little more appealing to me. You know what I mean? I just feel like wide receivers, man. I feel like we got Justin Jefferson. We have Jordan Addison. I mean,
we have Jordan Addison though?
Yeah, I mean, he'll be suspended for like 2 games, and we signed more. We brought in more.
Him potentially being suspended is a problem, something that you have to prepare for. And I want to go back to Donovan Jackson, the slew of players that was just getting picked up left and right. I understand in a normal draft, you can trade back, get more value. I'm telling you, the way that this draft went down, you trade back, Donovan Jackson is gone. So unless you completely believe in Chris Cooper, which I don't, or you completely believe in Blake Brandel, which I don't, like you're saying that you're just going to trust the left guard position on an island. And I just can't do it. I think they had to take Donovan Jackson at pick 24.
I agree. I like it.
The draft didn't fall very well for the Vikings. It didn't fall well. And again, I felt like it was kind of a desperation move because he was pretty high on the boards in the Vikings war room, but he was kind of like the last of maybe like the top tier guys that was left. And they're like, well, this is who we got left. Let's just go with them. That's kind of how I felt from the pick. Which, again, it's not a bad pick because you got a day one starter at left guard. Let's just hope he's better than serviceable, which I think he will be. I think he's going to be really good.
Me too.
Regardless of my Michigan bias, I think he's going to be a really good guard.
I think he is.
I just think it's a little bit of a, all right, well, we got to take him instead of this is our guy. Let's go and get him. But when you're picking at 24 and the way the draft felt, more than likely your guy wasn't going to be there because it was obvious they wanted to go trenches there. It's either going to be interior offensive line or interior defensive line.
I got this feeling they wanted Zabel. And
they definitely wanted Zabel. They definitely wanted Zabel.
Zabel would have been a Viking for sure.
I think the biggest surprise in this draft is that we didn't draft in the secondary at all. We didn't draft a safety. We didn't draft a corner. What does that tell you? What do you guys get from that? That we didn't draft a corner, we didn't draft a safety. One thing with safety, I think that tells everybody, that tells the entire fan base and everybody else, Theo Jackson is going to be starting for this defense. I think we can all agree with that, right?
Yeah. Go ahead, that and Quasey keeps touching on Jay Ward too. So like, he loves Jay Ward. He says Jay Ward
as well. But not drafting a corner. That's interesting. What do you guys take from that?
Go ahead,
Samaya Vaughn, undrafted free agent.
Come on, with undrafted free
agent. They didn't.
No, undrafted free agents.
This is different. This is different. SK, I'm telling you, this isn't one of those. Oh, they didn't draft him, but they got a corner, and we'll see what he's about. Yo, this dude can play. Yeah. This dude's a beast. This dude's one of those guys that there's that one player, I forgot his name, kept circulating around the draft all draft weekend talking about, I make people not want to play football anymore. I watched this dude play, Samaya Vaughn. He looks like he makes wide receivers not want to play on the outside. He is fast, aggressive. He shuts shit down like at a moment's notice. This dude's a beast. So that's, although they didn't do the traditional draft a cornerback, they got a cornerback that I think is going to have an immediate impact for this team.
Yeah. I'm still gonna bank on Nudie making a big impact on this team. You know,
Mekhi
like
Blackman.
Mekhi. I'm not the huge fan of Mekhi Blackman. I'm kind of in the middle between with Mekhi Blackman. I'm not like all the way on board yet, but I do like I think Nudie, and I mean obviously Mekhi Blackman has his opportunity. I think they're comfortable with the corners we have. I know I seen a report today about also, going out and getting Rodgers, locking up Murphy Jr. I mean, I think they feel comfortable there. But I did see the report about Asante Samuel possibly not getting signed now. I know it was like almost like this 100% guarantee just a month ago and all this good stuff. But I did see reports come out about maybe he has a serious injury with his neck and shoulder. And I don't know if the Vikings want to invest in that. It could be smoke, couldn't be, I don't know. But we got to remember at 3:00 today, the whole comp formula that everybody was banking on for us bringing in Asante, it didn't happen. All right. So it closed at 3 p.m. or something. I think they were saying today. So I guess there was some kind of formula they were talking about where if something with a comp pick, if it was to go down today before 3. So since it didn't happen, I don't know. You know what I mean? Is it going to happen now at this point?
I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I think we do sign a corner, but I think it's just kind of the classic depth corner. I think obviously we're high on Byron Murphy. He's our starter. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
But we were high on Mekhi Blackman last year until he got injured. Again, like Rap said, Nudie, I think the team is high on and the fan base.
Yeah.
I think we could see Shaq Griffin back with the Minnesota, and I wouldn't be opposed to that. I think Shaq had a really good year last year, and I think we can get him back at a really discounted rate. So I wouldn't be surprised if those are kind of one of the guys we sign, and not Asante Samuel, but more Shaq Griffin, more of a depth piece, I think is coming our way on the cornerback position. But again, just the way this draft kind of laid out, I think it speaks volumes to where we're headed in the future. With us not drafting a corner, that kind of tells you we have belief in these younger guys. With us drafting a wide receiver that high, I think the possibility, and this isn't me saying Ty Felton's going to be as good as Jordan Addison or better than Jordan Addison by any means, but I think there's a little bit of writing on the wall here to where if you take a receiver in the 3rd round in a draft where you're very limited with picks, then there might be a chance, not just because he's suspended, there might be a chance that Jordan Addison is on the trade block. Maybe not necessarily right now.
He could be.
But
it's in the future.
It's out there. They're mulling that decision.
Yeah.
So
and he's replaceable. So
yeah, and especially with his contract coming up in the next couple years, I think it's 2. Is it 2 more years until they have to pay?
No, this is his last year. He's on his contract. He actually technically could negotiate, and
we'd have to pick up his 5th year option after this year.
Right.
So, I mean, obviously, you don't want to throw a ton of money at a wide receiver too. You don't want to sit here like the Cincinnati Bengals and have 2 receivers making over $30 million per year. So I think the writing's on the wall there a little bit with Jordan Addison. So we got to see kind of how that shakes out. But regardless of what I feel about the draft, I feel like this draft was very telling of what the front office and the coaching staff kind of has planned for this team. Yeah. And it's not that I don't like it, because we're taking a trenches type of, mentality, which I love. This is what you need to be successful in the league. So sometimes it takes these kind of meh drafts initially to realize, like, okay, there's a reason why we're doing this.
But can I ask a serious question though to you fellas though? Do y'all, honestly, do y'all think that Ty Felton would be equal to a Jordan Addison though? Like,
it's different player.
I don't know.
Different type of player.
I'm willing to find out.
Yeah, I'm willing to. Well, we ain't got no choice but to find out, but I'm gonna say no. You know what I mean? Like, yes, Jordan Addison is replaceable, but I don't think Ty Felton is the guy that would replace him as far as from a production level. For example, if Jordan Addison does get suspended or whatever the case may be, I don't expect Felton to come in and, just fill that void like as if nothing happened. I don't think it's going to be a seamless transition, because he did have drop problems in Maryland. You know what I mean? He's super fast. He's super fast, shifty. I love how he moves with the ball. I mean, everything about him I like, other than the drop issues there. You know what I'm saying? And then, how is it going to translate to the NFL? We got to see. I just don't think he's on the level as Addison for sure.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of people sleep on how good Addison really is.
Yeah.
He's made a couple bonehead decisions as far as speeding in his car, falling asleep in his car. But I think overall, people may take for granted how good Jordan Addison really is because we're so used to watching Justin Jefferson and just the kind of superhero that he is next to Jordan Addison, where people may kind of look past Jordan Addison and not think he's as good as he really is.
Man,
But
Jordan Addison, a blind man can see Jordan Addison a dog. That's a fact.
Addison's the real deal. So
a blind man also sees that he is now going into his third off season, hoping that he doesn't strike out, because his first 2 off seasons he's thrown strikes behind the wheel. Stop doing stupid shit. If you don't do stupid shit, we're not even having these conversations right now. Those are the facts.
Shout out Dylan, right? So, I mean, Salis Bolden, man, UDFA. I know SK, bro. We going for the underdogs, SK. Me and Randy, we on the underdogs. Like, obviously, he's not Jordan Addison either. What I do like about him, though, is he brings something that I think the Vikings have been missing out on for a long time when you're talking about punt return, right? You're talking about that small, shifty, that gadget type player. I wanted Wester from Colorado. I was saying, damn, we should pick him up in the 7th round, whatever, with one of the last picks. I mean, I would have liked that better. I would have liked to get a defensive player with the pick with Felton, and then with the pick you did Bartholomew. You know what I mean? You could have got a Wester or something like that. That would have been ideal for me. But I think, Bolden brings that type of electricity to the offense. I mean, he could be somebody that, hopefully if they use him right. And then on top, punt returner, man, you always want a guy that has that potential to take one to the crib. All right. And he's proven he can do it. So, hey, I'm looking forward to it. So hopefully Salis Bolden makes 53. I think he will. He might UDFA diamond.
And let's be real, the wide receiver room took a bit of a hit when it comes to the depth of this wide receiver room. My dude Tristan Jackson no longer with the team. That hurts me, man. I'm glad he's getting an opportunity elsewhere, and I hope he makes a 53-man roster consistently throughout a season, because he deserves it. I think he's a really good receiver. It's just it's hard to get in the game when you got Jordan Addison, you got Justin Jefferson, and then you got a team that has kind of just unconditional loyalty to Jalen Naylor, and it's hard to get in there. So shout out my dude Tristan. But we're gonna we did address the kind of the depth situation with the wide receiver room, which again, it's not bad to have a lot of good receivers.
Bunch of camp bodies. We'll see who emerges. Who emerges from the darkness, man. I got my money on Bolden, but you know what? There's some guys, man. There's some guys for sure.
So I'll ask you guys this, and then we'll get some shout outs on the chat.
Yeah, for sure, man.
What is your guys's number one undrafted free? Who do you think is going to make the team? Who has the best chance of making the team? Let's just say that.
Go ahead, Ray.
Like Mr. Mankato?
Yeah.
No, who has the best chance of
Who's going to be the Ivan Pace Jr. of this damn UD?
So, Ivan Pace was 2 years ago. Last year, I believe, was it Nudie that made the 53-man roster last year?
I think last year it was LDR.
Did Nudie make it? Yeah, Nudie made it. And
LDR. That's right.
LDR.
So who's your guys' pick, just an undrafted free agent, to make this 53-man roster?
I mean, I already gave my 5-player list. I can do it again, but if you're forcing me to pick just
so you think
one,
5 players are going to make it?
I think 5 players.
Wow.
I think this is different, man. This is not your typical Mr. Mankato. 4 players, borderline 5. And if these 4 players don't make it, it's a crime. Samaya Vaughn, the corner from Utah, Trey Stewart, running back from Jack State, Bryson Nesbitt, tight end from UNC, Dorian Massey, linebacker from Auburn, and potentially Logan Brown, offensive tackle from Kansas. That's the maybe 5th player. But if you're forcing me to pick just one,
Corner.
this is tough.
I mean, you're just ranting and raving about that corner back there.
I know, but
Utah.
Trey Stewart, that running back from Jack State,
thank
man.
you.
Yo,
Thank you.
like that is too tough to pass on.
Yo,
this man is a between the tackles runner. You can keep him on the field for drives. He catches like
he's better
10
than
yards
Ty
per reception. Way better than Ty Chandler.
That's a
If
fact.
you're forcing me to pick just one,
Yeah.
Trey Stewart.
Yeah.
But I don't want to pick just one.
Yeah. So mine.
You're bullying me, so I have no choice.
Mine would be SK. Would be Silas Bolden. The reason why is, Silas Bolden, because the one reason why, again, like I said, special teams, just the punt returner, kick returner, whatever the case may be, and then being able to utilize him in the offense in different ways that we haven't seen since KOC's been here. So I give him the best chance because he actually brings something of value that we don't have at the moment. And then I'll second with Randy, man, with Trey Stewart, man. This kid run like AP, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Like, you gotta go watch him. I mean, over 1,600 rushing yards, 25 touchdowns. I mean, yes, he played at Jacksonville State, but if you go watch him, I mean, this dude, man, the contact balance, everything about him just screams Adrian Peterson, which sounds crazy because Adrian Peterson, and he wears number 28, and that's not the reason. Before I even said it, I've already seen a couple people talking about it, saying that he reminds them of a young Adrian Peterson, and they run exactly the same. Like, I call it like the Terminator run, because they run robotic when they're breaking, when they break out. And he just has that. Like, it's just like, you don't want to get in front of the dude, bro. Like, for real. Like, he's just, hey, I'm excited about him. And, I think he's better than Ty Chandler. So there's an opportunity he can win RB3.
100%.
I just find it hard because we go through this every season after the draft, or every year after the draft. Everybody has their favorite undrafted free agent. Everybody thinks he's going to be this world beater and he's the next so-and-so or next Adrian Peterson. We've been through this before. We've been through the Dwayne McBride draft.
I never liked Dwayne McBride.
Listen, and we can probably pull up video a long time ago about you. Oh yeah, McBride. I think
who? Not me. Not me. I was never on McBride. You want to know why?
None of us said Dwayne McBride was Adrian Peterson.
Never.
I'm exaggerating on the Adrian Peterson aspect.
Right. Okay.
But I'm talking
I'm gonna tell you, SK,
why
I didn't like McBride, because that's the year we got rid of Cook, and then all other Vikings.
You're just hating on everybody.
Yeah, like, oh, we can replace him. We got Dwayne McBride in the 7th, and I'm like, man, knock it the hell off, man. Y'all acting like everybody Cook out here. Stop it.
No, but it's, again, we go through this every year after the draft. There's guys that are undrafted free agents that have awesome college highlights, and we hop on board. We hop on the bandwagon and say, that's our wide receiver 3. That's our tight end 2. That's our running back 2. Like, we've been through this before. If there's a guy that is going to make the team, in my opinion, I'm looking at position-wise. What position actually needs maybe some depth? What position actually needs somebody to come in and have some playing time? And I'm looking at, obviously, the cornerback position. Zamiah Vaughn, like Randy said, I think could be a viable option. I think I'm looking at Silas Bolden, wide receiver, but more so as a punt and a kick returner. I think that's where he would be able to make the team, because we don't have a kick returner right now. Last time I checked,
or really a punt return. Who would be a punt returner?
Powell's not with the team anymore. And what was it? Ty Chandler that was returning kicks for us last year?
I think so. I think he was back there somewhat. Yeah,
it was Ty and Powell, I think. And they might have mixed in another guy or two back there at the time. But I look at Bolden, who I think can make the team as a returner. You look at Garber from Kansas State, that can be a possible cornerback. Outside of that, I mean, I get what you guys are saying about the Jackson State running back. I do. And he does have an opportunity there to snag a roster spot away from Ty Chandler. And I don't think Ty Chandler's in the best graces with the coaching staff. He hasn't done anything for us to be like, oh my God, we need to keep Ty Chandler around. It would have to be due strictly to special teams. And that's what it's going to come down to, these undrafted free agents. Can you play special teams? It's not necessarily can you play the running back position? Can you play the cornerback position? Yes, we need you to do that. But you are more valuable right now as a special teamer. What can you bring to this team right now? And I just don't see it at the running back position. I can see maybe him beating Ty Chandler out, but that's a maybe. And let's not forget, CJ Ham's on this roster. He pretty much counts as another running back. So are we going to roster 4 or 5 running backs? No. So I don't know if there's room for Stewart. So I'm going to go either the cornerback out of Utah or I'm going to go Bolden. And I think those guys will probably have the best shot at making this team. There could be an offensive lineman too. It could be old boy from Kansas, but I just don't see the running back thing. We go through this every year. We attach ourselves to a skill position guy and we think he's going to be great and he ends up being a practice squad.
Now, I'll say this. I'm a little more I'm definitely picky when it comes to who I'm going to dedicate. If I dedicate a video to a player, it's usually because I watch them and then I want to attach myself to that player and support that player. And I usually don't do that with running backs like that, man, only because like I'm very, and y'all know this, man. I've been talking about this for a long time. Like I'm just picky with the running back, bro. Like I feel like there's a certain type of back that I want on my team. And until we get it, and I don't think we have it now. You know what I mean? Like, to be honest with you, I love Aaron Jones. I love
Jordan
what
Mason. Jordan Mason isn't,
but Jordan Mason still isn't the type of running back that I really like, and that's just my personal preference too. It's not to say
so
that.
What running back do you like, Rap? What running back do you like?
Bro, I love running back. I done said it. I love running backs like Dalvin Cook in his prime. I love running backs that like Jahmyr Gibbs. You know, your Bijan Robinson. What type of running back is that? Well, it's a running back that you every week there's an opportunity or a possibility that's high that they can get a home run, meaning they can break out and flip the game. All right, running backs that can just run 4 yards, 5 yards and get tackled. Okay, it's cool. You ground and pound, but I like to have that excitement of, hey, every time this motherfucker touch the ball, like that AP effect too. Hey, every time he touch the ball, there's a possibility that he gonna take this bitch for 50, 60, 70 yards and flip the game around. And we haven't had that in a long, long time, ever since Cook left, really. Yeah. So shit. I mean, and that's the type of backs I like, man. Those backs that can really, not only can they get in between the tackles, but when they get in open field, it's to the crib. Like for real, man, to the crib. Like you ain't getting chased down, none of that. It's going home, man. That's what I want. And Trey Stewart can do that, bro. That dude fast too, bro. He's like that. Better watch.
We'll see. We'll see if he can do it at the next level in preseason. We'll see.
Shout out everybody in the chat, man. We see all y'all in the chat, man. There's a ton of names in the chat now, man. We just gonna call out a few, man. Yogi, I see you. Norris, Mark, I see you, man. Papa Gary, Dylan was good, man. Kalanji. Shout out to you, man. Cringe, I see you. Eric from New Mexico, Farinda and Raquel, what's good with y'all, man? Maddie, man, if we forget somebody tonight, man, don't be mad, man. Norrisburg, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in the building, we appreciate all y'all support, man. Keep commenting, staying active in the chat. Hit the like button as well, man, for sure, and continue the rest of the show, man. Mr. I Want to Mock, I see you, bro.
Speaking of, we're not mock drafting. We're back to our weekly snake draft.
Yes.
Our weekly snake draft. And today we are going to be doing Minnesota Vikings, best Minnesota Vikings off-season moves since 2000. So this could be anything. This could be a coaching hire. This could be a free agent signing. This could be a trade. This could be a draft pick. This could be anything. You can run wild with it, but it has to happen in the offseason. It couldn't happen during the season. So
Joker, what's good, man? My bad, Joker. I see you, man.
You're good. Whoever puts up the order of the snake draft first, that's the order we'll go with. Yeah. So feel free. Whoever.
So
puts it
any
up first,
transaction.
any transaction, the best Minnesota Vikings transaction since the year 2000. So the past 25 years. Could be anything.
Okay.
Could be anything. So we'll wait on
I'm trying to think.
The draft order here. Let me get my paper out.
Yeah, so drop the draft. Somebody comment the draft order, man. Comment the draft order. First comment wins.
First comment wins.
Shout out Queen Mary in the building. I see you, Queen Mary. Purple Hef was good. While y'all doing that, let me get the rest of y'all, man. I knew somebody was gonna feel, some type of way. We forgot your name, man. I apologize. My skull broski, man. You already know what time it is, man. Let's
Yeah.
Give me 2 taps and a Ric Flair.
Barber fade you up. Let's go.
Yeah, shout out to all you guys for tapping in with us every week, man.
Sure.
Still, come on, give us a draft order. Still no draft order? Let's go, guys. We're waiting on you.
Yeah, we waiting on y'all, man. Drop the names.
But no, definitely shout out to everybody tapping in, man, hanging around with us. Things are gonna get a little slow after the schedule release, just FYI. So we probably won't be going every week. Chances are, I don't know if we're taking next week off. I think we'll kind of discuss that, but there may not be anything to really talk about.
Shout out Big Boss Mon 6000. Shout out to you, man.
I don't know. Gary. Oh, go ahead, Rap.
No, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I think Gary already won it. Like
Yeah,
trading Diggs to get Justin Jefferson.
There we go. Dylan got
I think that's it. He may have already won.
SK Randy Rap is the order.
Okay, let's go. No,
All
SK
right.
Rap Randy.
This is my first overall pick. Ooh.
SK Rap Randy.
Oh yeah,
No,
from Dylan.
SK Rap Randy. My bad.
Yeah,
I was reading Swedes. Okay, cool. So I'm first, I guess. So I will go. I might steal Gary's there because if I don't, I know rapper Randy's gonna grab
we can't do that in good faith. He might win. He might win this one.
Yeah,
just off that one pick alone.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go the Diggs trade to draft Jefferson. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, the Diggs Jefferson trade.
All right.
Randy, you're on the clock.
No, I'm on the clock. It's
no, it's Rap's.
Oh, it's Rap. My bad.
Yeah. I'm going to go the. Oh man, this gonna be a little painful, man. But you know what? It was a hell of a ride. I'm gonna go the Brett Favre transaction, man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, like Brett Favre was that 2009?
Gave us a great year. Amazing.
Fun year, great year to be a Vikings fan. I mean, the whole story, getting Brett Favre coming to Minnesota, he kicking the Packers' ass. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things. It was exciting time.
All right. Randy, back-to-back picks.
Bringing in Jarrett Allen.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Gotta do that one.
Good one. That was a good one. Yeah, no, facts.
And then for my immediate backup, who would be that next player? I suppose drafting Percy Harvin.
Okay. All right. Drafting Percy Harvin. Percy Harvin's still one of my favorite Vikings, man. I love it. I love
damn headaches, man.
Damn headaches, bro. Them fucking migraines.
They're not fun. I'll tell you that.
All right, Rap, on the clock.
Man, I'm gonna go recent, man. I'm gonna go like right around the corner. Letting Mike Zimmer go out the door because it was well needed, and bringing in KOC, bro. Like, I mean, come on, bro. Like, you can't tell me that wasn't one of the best transactions we had in a minute. Facts. I mean, look at the numbers, man. We winning a lot of football ever since KOC been in the building.
As much as we do criticize him on this show, which we did some criticizing of him on the show, especially Randy. We gotta give Randy the criticizing patch over here of KOC. I think we all agree that was definitely the right move, and we made the right hire because let's not forget
we won a Harbaugh.
It wouldn't have been a bad hire. But Jim Harbaugh was
Yeah.
way in the mix to become the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings that year.
Mhm.
And we chose to not go with the sexy pick, and we decided to go with KOC and
A
the
young innovative.
collaboration kind of effort. And
Yeah.
obviously, it's worked out great since then.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
I think we're averaging like 10 plus wins a season or something under
Man,
KOC.
year
Something like that.
113, year
Yeah.
2. I feel honestly, I feel like year 2, man. If Kirk didn't get hurt, I'm not saying we would have,
No, yeah,
been this
no,
all
we were
horrible.
on a roll.
We would have won double digits for sure.
We were on a
Yeah.
roll, most definitely. So I definitely agree with that. All right, so I got back-to-back picks. My first one would be, we're gonna do 4 rounds too, just FYI for you guys. My first one would be drafting Adrian Peterson. Can't go wrong with that, right? We're not talking about the spankings. We're talking about the on-field play. All right, all right.
Yeah.
And my next one would be, oh man, I think I want to wait on the see if I can get it on the back end. So this one, I'm gonna go. I believe is a free agent signing. That signing Steve Hutchinson along the offensive line, Hall of Famer coming from Seattle, and was just absolutely dominant for us in Minnesota. So I'm gonna say
Nice.
the Hutchinson pickup.
Okay. All right.
All right, Rap, you're on the clock.
I'm on is it me? I'm on the clock. Man, this is one of my favorite things that has happened since I've been a Minnesota Vikings fan. I'm going to keep it real with you. One of the best transactions that you could ever ask for as a Minnesota Viking. And what was that? It's recent too, bro. I mean, like right around the corner. Once again, you know what I mean, because I just got to throw it out there. Letting Kirk Cousins walk out the damn door. Thank you, Minnesota. Thank you, Quasi and KOC. Once again, man.
Okay.
I need that. That's an A+ right there, man. I'm telling you right there. Letting Kirk walk out the door is one of the best days. When I seen that news pop up on X, I was like, look at God, bruh. Like, for real, man. I'm sick of this shit. And it finally went down, man. I got to do it.
All right, Randy, back-to-back picks. And your last 2 picks of the draft.
These are my last 2 picks.
Yep.
Ooh. Moves made in the offseason. Best moves made by this team in the offseason. Man.
Don't take mine.
Well, first off, I'm going to say finally letting Anthony Barr walk.
Oh, the bar. Yeah.
I'm like to be finally done with that guy after every Vikings fan told me he was God's greatest gift to the sport of football. Oh my God. The fact that they finally let him go. And actually, something that just happened. Garrett Bradbury is gone.
Let's go. I got to give you the dumb the mumble on that one.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay.
Well, we eating tonight. I ain't going to lie. We
all right.
tonight,
Less is more.
Sure.
Less is more for Randy. Less is more.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Rap. Last pick of your draft.
My last one, man. Once again, man, I gotta say recency, man. Recency bias, if you want to call it that. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go letting Ed Donatel. Now, I will say this: letting Ed Donatel kick the damn can. Now, I will say this: it should have been done sooner than later, but at least it was done, and at least they didn't buy into the, well, this is the first year. Let's go into the next season and see what can maybe come out of this situation. No, you shut the door, and at least you shut the door. Now, you should have shut the shit way sooner, but at least you shut it, man. So for me, that's another one, man. Ed Donatel. Get the fuck out of here, man. That was one of the best moves the Vikings could have made. Why? Because after that, we brought in who we have now, Brian Flores. And if you would have believed in Ed Donatel, we wouldn't have had Brian Flores right now with this defense flying around. So that move was super important to me. for sure.
Yeah. No, I agree. Big one. I mean, I could backpack off that and easily say hiring Brian Flores for my last pick because that was an absolute home run of a hire for defensive coordinator. But I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back 20 plus years for this one,
Ooh,
and this could be considered the greatest free agent signing by the Minnesota Vikings, and that is signing cornerback Antoine Winfield in 2004 to a 6-year, $34 million contract,
like
and
that.
came in and was just one of my favorite players growing up as a Minnesota Vikings fan. Him, Jared Allen, those were two guys, and of course the Williams wall, and then
Yeah,
on the other end you had Ray Edwards. Like they made me want to watch the defense play because when you're at that age, I was about 13 years old at that time. At
yeah,
that age, you're so caught up. You just want to see scoring. You want to see Randy Moss out there. You want to see Dante Culpepper slinging it around and doing his role. Like as a young kid, that's what you kind of want to look for. When
yeah,
I saw Antoine Winfield out there, Jared Allen, the Williams wall, you saw those guys getting after it, getting after the passer. Not only Allen getting after the passer, Antoine Winfield getting after the passer as well on those corner
yeah.
blitzes. It made you enjoy watching Minnesota Vikings defensive football. So Antoine Winfield would be my last pick of the draft, signing him to a 6-year deal, which 6-year deals, you don't even hear about 6-year deals anymore. It's like no more
Yeah.
than 5 unless you're Patrick Mahomes. So definitely Antoine Winfield. And I was hoping you guys didn't grab that one. I
Yeah,
held
no,
out.
that was a good one. I think you won the hearts of the OGs in the chat with that
I
one.
think
You
I
know what I mean?
did. I
Taking it
think I
back.
did.
I see. I wanted to go
That
Reese.
was a great defense.
Yeah, that was my goal with this. When you sent the message earlier about what we were doing, my goal was I was gonna stick to the recent shit because I'm just like, some of these things I just can't forget. We got to make sure we still putting these shits up front right now. They were happening like yesterday. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I mean, if we wanted to had some honorable mentions, off season last year, signing Van Ginkel, signing
Yeah,
Jonathan Grenard,
Yeah.
yeah,
saving money on letting Danielle Hunter, which we all love Danielle Hunter. I don't think any of us had a problem with Danielle Hunter's play on the field or
yeah,
even his attitude off the field. He's very quiet and kind of, in his own, business, but letting him walk and having him go sign a big major deal, which congratulations to him. I think he got a contract extension this offseason with Houston where he's considered, I think, a top 3 paid defensive end or edge rusher in the league. He
yeah.
deserves that.
No, that's a fact.
But we went cheaper and we brought in 2, I think were they all pros? Am
They
am I
should have
missing?
been. I mean,
I think
I know
Grenard.
AVG
Grenard was a Pro
was.
Bowler. Grenard was
Yeah.
a Pro Bowler for
I
sure.
don't think it was all pro though. No,
Wasn't all pro, right?
I don't think
But
so.
bringing in those 2 guys was a great move by Kwesi. And then
Absolutely.
we might have another offseason this year that we can look back in a year from now and be like Jonathan Allen and and Hargrave and guys like that that we brought in may be considered one of our greatest free agent years ever if they actually pan out and expect who we expect them to be. So there's some honorable mentions there that we didn't even mention. But just going over the teams real quick, and then you guys can get to voting on who won this time. I have the first overall pick. My team goes as the Diggs Justin Jefferson trade, which it was a Diggs for a first rounder. That first round pick ended up being Justin Jefferson. Drafting Adrian Peterson, signing Steve Hutchinson, and the signing of Antoine Winfield. That was my team. Rap's team was signing Brett Favre, firing Mike Zimmer and hiring KOC, letting Kirk Cousins walk instead of paying him again, and then firing Ed Donatel is what he ends with his picks. And Randy had the Jared Allen signing, which was that was a trade actually, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wasn't that a
was a
trade?
trade.
It was a trade.
Yeah, that was a trade. So the
trade.
Jared Allen trade, drafting Percy Harvin, releasing Garrett Bradbury, and letting Anthony Barr walk, which that one was personal for Randy.
That was definitely personal. Yeah, the Anthony Barr one was personal. Yeah.
This is the funny part because I can go back to when me and Randy used to do a show called Skull Weekly, and we did it for maybe like 2 months, maybe 3 months at the most.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We can go back to those videos, and even when Anthony Barr was considered at the top of his game and he was getting, Pro Bowl nods left and right, top
Yeah.
of his game, Randy would not move from his stance. He said Anthony Barr is overrated.
Yeah.
No, he's not it. And then when he got signed again, when he changed his mind from the Jets, Randy went ballistic. Why the hell are we signing Anthony Barr? We should have let him walk to the Jets. But no,
Yeah.
but yeah, Randy's maintained that stance of Anthony Barr since day one. So that wasn't the last
he
2
was-
years in Minnesota. Randy decided to start hating on Anthony
For
Barr.
sure.
No,
And I agree with him. I agree with him too,
he was
just because
consistent.
just because, man, Anthony Barr, they used to always throw in these. Well, it's the things that you don't see.
That you
and
don't
shit
see
like
on
that.
Oh my
Like,
God.
fuck that. I
The
want to
stuff
see
you
it.
don't see.
Yeah, I want to see it.
He's so great. He
Yeah.
was the most, not even was, he is, and this will never change until the end of time. He's the most overrated Minnesota Vikings player of all time, and it's not even close.
And you know what's funny?
I think Kirk Cousins might got him beat though.
No.
Kirk Cousins actually put up numbers though.
It don't
is the
matter.
thing.
That's what makes him overrated. Motherfuckers be blinded by the numbers.
Barr wasn't even putting up the numbers though.
True.
And getting Pro Bowl nods,
Rams game, people were coming up with excuses for why Barr gave up like 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
All to what, Cooper Kupp or whatever.
Todd Gurley.
Even one of them, one to Todd Gurley, one within like 10, 15 yards, couldn't cover an ant, even if he crawled all over him.
I was at that
This
game.
dude sucked.
Yeah.
Awful.
It's
Get
like
off my
he would
team.
have like 1 or 2 good games in a season where he like really looks like a good linebacker, but then like,
See? Out of 16, 17 games, he had 1 game. Hey, Anthony Barr, shut up.
I will say, I thought there was gonna be a slight chance of him being pretty decent when we brought him back. What was that? Was that 2 years ago? Because we had KOC.
Yeah.
When we got him from the Cowboys, I believe. Did he come back from the Cowboys or something? I thought there was a slight chance that Brian Flores, because I believe was Brian Flores the defensive coordinator, or was it Ed Donatel?
No. It was Flores. It was recent.
Yeah, because it might have been 2 years ago. I felt like there was a slight opportunity there to like utilize him the right way, and possibly not that he was gonna be, a Pro Bowler or nothing, but I felt like there would have been like this year.
He was a Pro Bowler though, Rap. 5 times.
I'm talking about when he came
Not
back
that
to
year,
us. Yeah. But like it reminds me of now like Eric Wilson pickup, man. That's the sleeper pickup this free agency, man, that I'm looking forward to at linebacker. Like special teams, but also, God forbid something happens with Blake Cashman or something. I think he's a candidate that can really step in. He's a good communicator and stuff. He's done it before for us. You know what I mean? Like not with this regime, but he's been a guy that can really step in and at least hold up for 2 or 3 games if need be. So I'm excited about that view.
And the funny thing is we all know as Vikings fans, as Minnesota fans, Minnesota players don't get very much love. Like they could be balling out like crazy, and they're always they're giving the short end of the stick just because they're playing in Minnesota.
Yeah,
it was hilarious because Barr would just get pass after pass, Pro Bowl nod after Pro Bowl nod for mediocre seasons, and it's like we have guys on this team. Like at the time, we had Diggs, where he wasn't as well known as he was. Thielen, you got those guys, and it's like you're giving a guy like Anthony Barr that type of love, and he's not doing much. Like,
yeah.
So,
what happened?
But yeah, go ahead. I think we had people vote. We got 1 SK here. We have
1 rap. That's it. So it's a tie between me and you.
We need a tiebreaker here. Who won?
I
Me or
mean, just
Rap.
think about this,
Nobody's showing
guys.
Randy love.
I mean, I could tell you right now, it's already peasy, man. Let me just tell you why. You know,
Stop it.
who in the building would have wanted Kirk Cousins to still be on this motherfucking team making $60 million a year with a half of an Achilles? I mean, come on, let's be serious here.
Yeah.
There we go.
But that's our snake draft for the week.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're gonna be doing those all throughout the off season. We're gonna be having fun with that, especially on those slow weeks. So be sure to stick around for that. I don't think we'll be on next Monday. I don't think we have much to talk about next Monday, but we will be on the following week to discuss the schedule release, which is planned for May 14th, I believe. So
May 14th.
we'll be on, was it May 11th? May 12th, I think, is the next time we'll be on. But again, thank you everybody for tapping in. Anything you guys want to leave the people before we get out of here?
New era. Let's go.
New Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Nah, I know. I'm excited, man. You know, first of all, thank you to everybody who tapped in tonight, man. This was a fun show as always, man. I feel like us three together, we always have a good old time, man. Everybody in the chat supporting and stuff like that. So yeah, man, just be on the lookout. Schedule release. Why is that important? Because when that comes out, we also get to release the big night, man. Skull Fest. You know, so we'll be able to really launch that too at the same time. There you go, man. My Skull Broski Skull Fest 2025. So that same exact. When is the 14th? Is that on what day? What day?
It's a Wednesday.
A Wednesday? Okay, so Wednesday on the 14th, we will know exactly when Skull Fest will be going down, man. So if you can make it out there, man. Trust me, you don't want to miss it this year.
Absolutely. Randy, just new era.
New era.
And real quick, me and Randy got something in the works too, man, for this week. We'll keep y'all posted, man. Might got a little surprise too, man. We'll let you know. It's nothing.
Just don't let me know. Just
it's nothing that you gotta be out the loop on. You know what I mean? We were gonna buy you a Cameron Dantzler jersey or something, but
oh man, love it. Love that for me. But all right, guys, thank you for tapping in. As always, this is the Purple Parlor. It's your boy SK, Realistic Randy, Rap. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Also follow us on Instagram and TikTok, and go over to Spotify and give us a listen over there. If you can't watch the video and you just want to sit back at work, at home, while you're cleaning your house, throw on that Spotify and you can listen to the whole podcast through audio. So give us some support over there. Again, thank each and every one of you guys for tapping in with us every week. We will be back not next week, but the following week on May 12th, right before the schedule release. So again, thank you guys very much. It is the Purple Parlor. It's your boy SK, Realist Randy, Rap. Until next time, peace.
I say the same. I say the same. I say the same.